By 2030, 90% of jobs as we know them today will be replaced by smart machines. Nowadays, this kind of statement or forecast can be heard almost everywhere, even in the mainstream media, while in reality, AI technology is still far away from being mature enough to entirely replace human labor. Now, at this stage, most forms of AI technology are very far from matching human intelligence, even. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Analytics Inside, where we explore the cutting edge of technology and how it's transforming the way we work. And I'm your host, Priya Dyalani. Now, today, of course, we're diving into a very fascinating and interesting, of course, I would say a very relevant topic, which is the rise of AI co-workers and how their growing significance are impacting the modern workplace. Now, the concept of AI co-workers may have sounded like a science fiction back then, but today it's more of becoming a reality across industries from virtual assistants and chatbots to AI powered analytics tools. I think businesses are integrating AI into their workforce in ways that are redefining productivity, collaboration, and decision making. But what does this really mean for employees, even leaders, and how does it transform workplace dynamics? And how do AI co-workers complement human expertise rather than replace it? So today, let's welcome Animesh Samuel, co-founder and CEO of E42.AI. Hi, Animesh. How are you doing?
I'm good, Priya. How are you this morning, this
I'm
afternoon, rather?
afternoon for me, definitely. Great. It's a pleasure to have you with us on a podcast with Animesh. And, I think we are going to touch upon some very interesting topic. And we are going to gain some amazing insights from your end. But before we, dive deeper into the topic, I would like to know more about, what exactly is E42.AI. It's a very interesting name, a very different name, catchy name, I would say. So can you help us understand more about the organization with solution specialization?
Sure, Priya. Thanks for having me, first of all. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited and looking forward to having an exciting discussion with you on what's happening in the enterprise world when it comes to AI and how AI is really going to augment the workforce as we see it. Yeah, great. And coming back to our organization, E42.AI is basically a platform. It's an enterprise AI platform on which our partners, they build what we call as AI co-workers. So basically an AI co-worker, very simply put, is a system of AI agents. When I say AI agents, it means that basically, these agents are able to autonomously perform specific tasks with very high accuracy, with 100% compliance and zero risk. So an AI worker is basically built is a system of agents that's able to execute an entire process within organizations end to end, which means like if you take the process of recruiting, it can look at resumes, match them to job descriptions. It can interview candidates, check if they're available, get all the check boxes done before the human interviewer gets start at this, meeting this person. So the idea is to optimize processes. And also in doing that, we see how the emergence of the intelligent enterprise that's about to happen very soon, which means that the, various different silos of the enterprise, which have been, or, which has learned by doing work, or rather what we call as automating processes, has contributed to the general intelligence of the enterprise, with which it will now be able to make much better decisions because it's listening to everything, hearing everything while it's doing these automation tasks, end to end in the organization. So yeah, E42 is at the forefront of this in this space. We're a company that was incorporated in 2012 with a view to making enterprise intelligent. And today, uh, 11 years down the line, we have touched more than 70 global enterprises with more than 150 odd different kind of AI co-workers. So yeah, that's us, and they're pretty much recognized by the likes of every tech watcher, whether it's Gartner, IDC, NASSCOM, and every system that we have integrated with, like Microsoft, Oracle, SAP. All of them have recognized us, featured on various case studies by these companies, for the work that we have done, or the AI workers that have been deployed in these enterprises.
Great. I think that's fantastic, and I'm really impressed by the overall journey of E42 AI, and of course, where we have solutions that are making enterprises intelligent. I think that's like more of the need of the hour in the era that is being dominated by AI. Moving ahead, if you talk about you, Animesh, you have around 23 years of experience in technology, product, and marketing, and you're also driven by a passion for solving enterprise problems with artificial intelligence. So, we would like to know more about you, Animesh. How has your journey been till date? What is your role and contribution towards the company, or what triggered your interest at E42.AI?
Yeah, well, that story takes us back to our engineering days. So my co-founder Sanjeev and I, we were more friends. When it came down to this concept, it was actually a lot of we got up with each other after around 15 years working in different continents. Sanjeev was in the US. He was doing his masters there. He set up his first company there, which he later on sold to one of his customers. It was in the VoIP space, and I was running a company in Dubai at the time after running companies in India, and I came back to India, and we both met here in Pune, and then we had a lot of brainstorming sessions, a lot of discussions, a lot of fun, thinking what could be something that we could do together that would leapfrog in terms of technology, in terms of enterprise in the enterprise space that would change the way enterprises function. And thankfully, because we both had decent previous exits, we also we had the luxury of being able to work very freely, very creatively, so that we didn't have our eye on the money, if I could say that. We were more interested in building something that would maybe be recognized maybe 5, 7 years down the line. So that's when we conceptualized this. We formed the company. We registered a company under the name of Light Information Systems, and E42.AI is its product actually. So yeah, that's how we started this journey, and it's been super exciting because when we started off, it was so early in the day that when we used to tell people that we are in AI NLP, they would wonder, what is neuro linguistic programming and Air India got to do with this stuff, right? It was those days, and then then we had to explain. I mean, pretty much everybody, including our uh, you know family and our friends, our customers, our vendors, our investors. More about artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and and of course the journey was super exciting because we were 6 years. We were purely in R&D because we were building something that has never been built before. We were, of course, supported by the likes of Microsoft and Reliance in the Gen Next hub that they had formed with a partnership to look at working with startups in key areas. We were we won a lot of awards, and we had launched something called Pooch, where people could ask questions and get answers, like the Chat GPT you hear today. We had done that in 2014, where AI would start giving answers. Of course, it was a different kind of AI then, more predictive than the generative version that you see today. But yes, it was early in the day. And we had to do that because we needed data, and we didn't have the kind of monetary backings, like our contemporaries, like the IBMs, and today you hear the DeepSeek or the OpenAI. That kind of deep pockets we didn't have. So we found innovative ways to get data, to build our foundation models, to work on that, and so I work as a CEO. I'm also on the board, and I'm also the founder along with Sanjeev. So that's my role. And basically, how I think of my role is like like I'm the captain of the ship that doesn't know. When we started off, at least we did not know, where the shore would be, but we had to pack it with enough food and enough motivation and ambition so that we could propel the ship to the golden sands, where it would be a very different world. So yeah, I see my role as that, where I bring in the engineers that Sanjeev leads. I bring in the sales, bring in the whole administration, and the marketing and everything together, so that we can steer this ship towards that shore. Yeah, and that's how I see my role. Yeah.
Great, quite an interesting journey towards E42 AI animation. Thank you for sharing that with us. So, like diving into the topic straightforward, I, the economy today is just pretty, fast-paced, digitally growing, and having said that, organizations are facing enormous pressure to increase their efficiency as well as reduce costs and improve their competitive edge. Of course, AI is stepping in as a powerful augmentation tool because, come on, we all know that it has the ability to analyze vast amounts of data in real time. It can automate repetitive tasks and even provide, a recommendation that can help you work smarter and not harder. We know, I think, kind of understand what an AI coworker is, but what is the hype all around, the AI coworker? I mean, we understand that it automates tasks, but so does a traditional automation software as well. So how is it different from a traditional automation? And, why do you think that companies need to embrace them? Yeah.
Yeah. So how is it? I just take another example from biology. Between the ape and the Homo sapien, that is us humans, right? There is, as far as our DNA structure goes, there's just a 3% difference, right? But that 3% difference is actually, when we acquired our cognitive artifacts like language and numbers, till about maybe 50,000 years ago, we were not very, very, very different from apes in our abilities to, achieve collaborative, success. But once we started acquiring our cognitive, artifacts like language, numbers, and of course, once we started discovering fire, the whole equation changed. And so basically, to answer your question, when you have cognitive artifacts within enterprises, when cognitive automation comes into play, it's going to be that different, as the earlier example from the traditional robotic process automation. What we're talking about is the ability for completing a process, not just a task, but completing a process within an enterprise, end to end, right? By making autonomous decisions and being able to provide the kind of value to an enterprise that has never been heard of before, right? So the previous generation of automation was you told it what to do, whether it's a robot or whether it is a robotic process automation tool that is out there, and it would exactly repeat that task over and over again. But today, you tell the AI coworker, things like, "I want to find, the a person, the best team to go on a project to deliver X, Y, Z things," and the AI coworker can kick into action and look at all the people that you have on board, find out their expertise, find out their availability, and give you the 3 or 5 people that you need to do it. What I'm trying to say is it's basically the ability for these co-workers to understand a request, and to go back and execute it, to find, to do whatever it takes to deliver it, right? So if it is onboarding a vendor, paying out an invoice, and if like you would tell a human that these are the 5 steps you need to do before you pay any money out to any vendor, the same thing you can tell the AI coworker, and they will go out there and do it. So it's like I said, even though just by adding the cognitive ability to a process automation, the small difference actually a world of difference. It actually it's already it's miles or rather planets ahead of the previous world of automation. So I think it's a very different kind of playing field when it comes to an AI automated process or an AI coworker compared to anything that was ever seen or heard before.
Right, and thank you for helping us understand the clear difference between the traditional automated systems and something which is AI driven. And of course, I think when we are adding that cognitive ability to process automation, I think we are exploring a lot of ways as to how it can increase our efficiency and help organizations grow their businesses. And I think what is actually required today is like a collaborative intelligence. I think humans and artificial intelligence can enhance each other's complementary strengths. For example, leadership, teamwork, creativity for the humans. Whereas for AI, it can help in the speed, scalabilities, and even quantitative capabilities. Now, what comes naturally to people, like for humans, is like, for example, making a joke. That can be pretty much tricky for machines. But what's straightforward for machines, like analyzing gigabytes of data, remains virtually impossible for humans. So I think it's more of a balanced approach that organizations require today. But of course, we need AI. So how do you think that AI coworkers can or what are the ways in which AI coworkers can integrate and collaborate with humans in everyday business operations, or how can they probably boost more creativity in the workforce with AI in the picture?
Yeah, but I just before I answer that, is have you ever tried asking ChatGPT to make you a joke?
No, not really. I haven't tried that.
Believe me, it does
Have
a
you
really
though?
good.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it does a
does.
really good
Okay.
job. Yeah.
I think I think
So
after a
even though
conversation, I'm definitely going to try that.
yeah, so it can do that. But of course, I think the most important thing that it cannot do so far, and we don't want it to do, is empathize, right?
Yeah,
So I think that is the biggest thing that humans can bring to the table in this new modern day and time. So
right.
AI can take care of all your day-to-day tasks pretty much, and it can do it very creatively, and it can do it by analyzing much more data. It can do it, very beautifully. But what it can't do is, empathize, right? And what we don't want it to also do is empathize, because you need humans for that. So just if you take a very simple example of an account payable, like there's an AI coworker that's pretty much trending nowadays, that's built on E42, is the account payable executive, right? So this AI account payable executive, can receive invoices from all sorts of vendors in all sorts of languages, from all sorts of on a vendor portal or on an email or even on WhatsApp, and then it can check if those invoices, if your materials have been received, what condition were they in, was it sent on, did we get it on time, when is a good time to make a payment, not too early, not too late, and actually make that payment, right? So when it comes to this, it can take care of all of that. But for example, when you realize that, some vendor is not performing well, then you need your employee, your human employee, to maybe interact, maybe go down to the workshop, meet with those vendors, see what's troubling them, see if, how you can make your vendors give you better quality products, you empathize with them, understand their pain, help them to build better paths for what you're trying to build. So all of those things are how in this particular example, or in any example, like in HR, when we automate a lot of stuff, you need your HR head, your HR executives to be really empathetic to the workers, not just process their leaves, give them their pay slip, and what have you, right? So you need, what you're looking at is for the HR people within workplaces to really feel what their employees are going through, and see how you can make their lives better. Maybe put different programs in place. See that they're having a good time. While they're bringing up an organization. So yeah, so I think we can, like you very correctly said, there are certain abilities that we as humans have. We need to hold on to them. Also, like things like seeing the bigger picture, things like climate change, how you can get, how you can make all of these things, the world a better place, while you're at your work also, that's important, right? So those are, so you need to set, you need humans to set proper goals for the AI, and be empathetic, because if like if you tell your AI, if you have an intelligent enterprise and the human or the director of that enterprise, the human director says that I want to build the most profitable company in the world, that's a wrong goal, right? Or I want to have this product, in every house in the world, and how do you go about it? That's a wrong goal to be there, right? Because it lacks empathy, it lacks thinking, and it's not going to benefit anyone in the long run, right? So that's where, I think it's very important that at every level within the organization, the human has to bring in what we're good at, our humanity, to the table, where AI will, bring the efficiencies in the operations. I think that's the way, 3 or 5 years down the line, enterprise are going to, humans and AI will work together at the workplace, or should we, hopefully, without one taking over the other.
Right. Yeah, I think I also kind of really like your statement that we really need humans to set proper goals for AI, and we of course need to be more empathetic than ever before, I feel. And of course, to understand that, I mean, to take full advantage of this collaboration and collaboration between, humans and machines, I think it is really important that organizations understand how humans can most effectively augment machines, and how machines can enhance what humans do the best. So it's kind of redesigning the business process to support this entire collaboration. Now, after talking to a lot of some interesting people on my podcast, I've realized that the key to maintaining that balance is reskilling, helping employees to transition into the AI driven roles, AI enhanced role, I would say, rather than being replaced by technology. That is what most people fear about it today. So, what are certain essential skills, according to you, that humans really need to have in terms of, working best with these AI co-workers?
I think basically the skills is actually whatever they were doing. So like you take any part of an enterprise, right? Let's say you're in the shop floor, or you're in the you're managing recruitment or HR or any function, or you're in finance, right? So you need to know. Let's take an example of a CFO. The CFO needs to know, where is my data, where's my money coming in from, where's it going out, all of those things. And as this, once you know it very well, then you also need to understand what AI can do for you, right? So at any stage in the company, at any level, even if you might be a team lead for a customer care part of the company, you need to check, where I can use AI in my process, right? You need to find out a proper tool, or a platform like E42.AI, or other tools out there, but you need to find the right platform, and see how you can transfer a bulk of your work to that AI agent. You might think it is not good for you to do that, because you might think that you're threatening your own job, but that's a very wrong way to think, and that's actually false. You're just learning to use this tool to optimize your output. So let's take you know like I told you, a call center agent or a sales manager, for example, right? So what does a sales manager love to do? He or she loves to sell. So if she loves to sell, then she will be loving the time that she spends in front of customers, right? But there might be other aspects of the sales which is very much essential, but as a sales manager, that's not what you wake up to do, right? Like entering data into your CRM, or sending emails, or scheduling appointments, or sending some more data. So for that, as a sales manager, you should be looking at, which are the ways where AI can do this for me, so that if my target is $1 million, can I make it $6 million, and make everyone in the organization happy, and I can stay by because AI will do all of the mundane, repetitive tasks, which anyway I don't want to do when I think of sales, right? And I can do what I love to do. I can do it much better with many more people, while AI is taking care of all my other tasks. So I think that's how, if you see the job roles. So in every role, I would really recommend people look out and see how AI can help them do that role better, and then take on a lot more, of the work, and only do the parts that you really love to do. I think that's how AI is going to um, reshape your the traditional jobs. So it's basically either you use AI, and do the fun parts of your job, and get AI to do all the other parts, so that you're much more productive, and you're much more efficient, and you get more time to spend with your family, your friends, and do other things apart from just.
Right, I very much liked your insight here, Anivesh, and of course, um, your job should be something that you're really allowed to do the fun part while the boring part is taken care by AI. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, you have told us a lot about the AI co-workers. Can you share some real-world examples to support your statement as to how they're effective and how AI co-workers are, making a significant impact across probably different industries or anything that you can share with our listeners?
Yeah, sure. So, there are lots of stories, but if I were to start with, some of our earliest stories, is one of the largest, telecom companies in the world. When they came to us, they wanted to basically prospect, or rather they wanted to profile their prospects, or rather people who would buy these large, telecom products like lease lines, or networking infrastructure, etc. So this company came to us, and they told us that we are looking for an AI worker that can, anybody that visits our website, or any new prospect in our CRM, we want the AI to go ahead and fetch a lot of publicly available data, and prepare like a dossier on what this prospect is likely to buy from our suite of products, right? So that was the challenge that was given to us, and I think within a week we came out with the first cut of the AI marketing insights executive, which of course they won a lot of recognition in New York, as as the giants of B2B marketing, and they won the Marketing Excellence Award, all these global awards for this innovation. So they built the marketing insights agent, that goes ahead, figures out each of their prospects, and what they're likely to buy, who are the key people, what are the technologies they're looking for, what are the technologies they already have, how is their decision making process, what kind of budgets they have, all of this, by reading, different things like SEC filings, Bloomberg reports, or, a lot of whatever is available in social media, their CEOs talks and everything like that, so this is one example, or you can take the example of, Mahindra and Mahindra, which is India's second largest automobile manufacturer. So they built Genie, the Mahindra Genie on the platform, which basically engages their employees with everything, uh, from the production status of the 700, to if they need to change the nominee on their PF account, or if they want to find the availability of a creche in the plant, or they want to meet with a doctor. So any of those things, they have Genie. That is again, that's basically one of the main things that when Mohit Kapoor talks about, their CIO, group CIO, talks about an employee journey being one of the key aspects of helping them do such wonderful work in the middle of a pandemic. So Genie is one of those tools that powered this, their employee journeys. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff that people are building out there with AI, and it's making very serious impact when it comes to productivity, experience, yeah, and like I said, overall enterprise intelligence.
Right, quite an impressive example animation. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, of course, I think it's pretty clear that the development of AI co-workers is progressively, making a different transformation for businesses and organizations across industries, and it is expected that their capabilities and area of application will continue to increase in the coming years. Having said that, one last question for you, Animesh. How do you think is the future of AI co-workers, in the next 5 years? Or what are certain trends that you think will shape the future of AI co-workers?
So Priya, yeah, coming back to the original part, right? So, like I said, an AI coworker is a system of AI agents that work together to execute a process end to end. So I think that is pretty much happening as we speak, and that is going to extend into every aspect of most enterprise in the world. The fact is that in the next 5 years, either you are using AI to augment your workforce, or you are at the mercy of some other enterprise that's using AI to augment its workforce, and they decide that you should survive. But otherwise, you'll pretty much not survive, as an enterprise, maybe 5 years down the line. But what is going to also, what's the next level? What's um, the next big thing that's going to happen is when these AI co-workers that are automating end-to-end processes start coordinating with each other, start exchanging ideas and exchanging data about all the entities and all their learnings with other co-workers within the enterprise. And in some cases, with other partner enterprises as well. So I think so if you ask me what my prediction would be, it would be that you will have enterprises that will have multiple AI co-workers that will work, that will be each doing their own task, but they will share, exchange what their learnings with other co-workers and humans, within the enterprise. That will pretty much, bring a revolution in the enterprise space.
Right. Yeah. And I think as we look into the future, it's clear that AI co-workers will play an increasingly important role in our working world. I think the key to success, as you mentioned, lies in creating a more harmonious coexistence between a human and AI employees or AI workers, co-workers, because it kinds of optimally utilizes the strengths of both sides. And companies that manage to find this balance and who are successful in integrating AI co-workers will secure a significant competitive advantage in this rapidly changing digital economy. Well, thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Animesh. It was such a pleasure having you with us on a podcast today, and thank you for helping us understand that AI co-workers are not just technological advance, but it's more of an opportunity to redefine our concept of work. I think what is really needed is just the right approach, of course, with a clear ethical compass. And with that, I think AI co-workers can become a catalyst for innovation growth. And let's not forget human progress as well.
Absolutely, Priya. And thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Animesh. It was great chatting with you. So this is for our listeners. Stay tuned for upcoming podcasts, and you can view all our previous podcasts on Spotify and other leading platforms. Thank you so much.